And when you get the weight loss surgery, like the doctor doesn't tell you all the repercussions that come with it.
Oh, no, they don't.
They make it out to be like, oh, it's a walk in the park. And then like...
I can imagine that it's super painful.
It is, and it's like very, very, like, there's no way to describe it, but the best thing I think is that people that get it done should be more open about it, or like talk about it, because a doctor telling you what's going to happen is not anything with what actually happens.
Right, because they don't describe like the pain and like
hair loss. Hair loss is a big one. How easy it is to gain the weight back.
Yes. Like I said, I've known 2 people that had the surgery, that got it done, that like gained their weight back.
And that's the worst.
Yeah, because then now they're just like sick. Like they feel sick because you know.
You have to be really super disciplined in order for it to be a successful surgery though too. So like I'm glad I did it when I was a little bit older, because I think that if I would have done it when I was younger, it would have not been as effective as if I would have done it now, because I was ready for it.
Yeah.
Because like I remember also like my last meal.
What did you eat for your last meal?
We went to this Chinese restaurant that was called Geese Garden, that they used to have dim sum. Did you ever go there? On Speedway, right?
Yeah, Speedway now we're not.
Yes, it's not there anymore.
No.
But man, that was like, the best Chinese food. And then dim sum on the weekends. And I remember like, since I knew that was going to be my last meal, because a few days before surgery, you have to fast. You have to be on a liquid fast because they do the surgery laparoscopically. So they don't want any swelling or anything like that. So you have to do it. You have to be ready with the liquid fast. And I remember like I ate so much. Because my mom was like, take advantage of it because you're not going to be able to eat after this. And I ate like a pig. Like a javelina.
Did you have it done here?
No, I had it done in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Because here it would have been like thousands and thousands upon thousands of dollars. Because I don't have insurance. And in Mexico it was like, I think, $9,000. I saved up for a whole year to get it done.
Yeah.
Now it's probably, I don't even want to think about how much it's going to cost. And one cousin of mine, she's so stupid. She was like, are you skinny now? Like the next day after surgery. I was like, it's not magic.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
It's time.
Yes.
And discipline.
And disciplina. So my clear bubblegum gel is empty. So I'm going to use my pink one. Since we're going to polish the nail anyway, it doesn't really matter. Don't forget, you guys, tap that screen for me. Send me those hearts. But I am very glad I did it.
Do you feel different? Like, do you feel healthier?
No. Because when I was really big, I never felt unhealthy.
You didn't feel sick?
No, and I never like realized how big I was. But over time, I'm pretty sure that I would have been like a lot of repercussions, like blood pressure, joints, diabetes. But everybody was like, oh, you shouldn't lose that much weight, because the doctor was like, you need to drop like 300 pounds at least. And everybody was like, all my friends were like, you need to like just be healthy. 300 pounds was a lot, but for my height, 200 pounds was like kind of like the average, or like a normal weight. And everybody was like, no, you should just drop like 100 pounds, because that's when the gastric balloon was really popular.
Yeah.
And everybody was doing it. And he was like, no, if you do the gastric balloon, you're going to lose a little bit of weight and you're going to get it right back and you're going to be unhappy. He's like, you need to have the full-blown bypass.
Yeah.
And I was like, should I? Like, I thought about it a lot, and I was like, might as well just go ahead and get it over with now. Go ahead and bake it, my dear. But I think that bariatric surgery is not for everybody. Like, if you're not ready for it, don't even contemplate.
Yeah, you have to be ready for it. You have to, because it's serious, like, and it's invasive, and your
life is going to change forever.
Yes. Yeah.
I
think you're right. I think that people should get it done when they're, not when they're young, when they're a little older, and
psychologically prepared.
Yeah, totally.
Because literally from one day to the next, you can't have milk. You can't have soda. That was a big one too. And I remember like the first.
Oh, dude, soda was your jam.
Yeah, my big old gulps.
Big old gulps, dude. Soda was your jam.
Any kind of soda. And like the first week, I remember having dreams of drinking soda and like the bubbles coming down my throat. That's how much soda I drank, you guys. It was a lot.
So you don't drink any soda now?
No. They told me that if I drank soda, it would feel like I'm having a heart attack.
Oh, God.
So I was like, no thanks. I don't want to experience that. And that's because the space between the stomach and the esophagus is shorter now. So the bubbles would crawl up and then they would stay stuck in my chest. Yeah. So I was like, I don't want to do it. But some people start drinking soda And because of the carbonation, it stretches out your stomach.
Oh, that makes sense.
And one thing that, oh my god, I'm like, I've had gastric bypass for 11 years and people still like ask me, it's like, do you want to drink while you're eating? And like anybody that knows me personally knows that I don't drink and eat at the same time.
Okay,
We're gonna bake it for
get, like,
1 minute.
Like if your stomach is smaller, I like that just takes up.
So if I eat something, I have to wait like 10-20 minutes before I can drink something and vice versa.
Even water?
Mm-hmm. So I gotta chew my food really good. So that way it goes down nice and smooth. But no, I'm really glad I did it. And if you want to see an old picture of me, you can go on the internet. When I went to carb for a while, I used to dream about eating bread. Oh, when I went without carbs. Oh man, I don't know if I could do that. Does that solid gel have a good retention? It does. It lasts for, how long did it last on you? Like a month?
A month?
About a month before she takes them off and gets a new set.
And I'm really rough on my hands.
She does everything, a lot of twerking. Hi Max, hi everybody. Hi Missy Virgo, thanks for joining us today. Make sure you guys tap the screen and send me lots of hearts. I can imagine not eating bread. Oh my god.
I don't eat bread.
Not even like carb-free, gluten-free bread?
I have to eat, yeah, but it tastes like cardboard.
It
It's
does.
disgusting.
Where are you going, round face? What? What things? What? Like what? No, you don't. You're already failing, so it doesn't matter.
Guys.
What homework do you have?
Yeah. English.
What year are you? Oh, okay.
What?
Ooh, that sounds fancy.
Wasn't he? He wasn't Mexican, was he?
Yes.
I thought he was Native American.
No, he's-
Really? Oh, why did I always was under the impression that he was like Native American or something?
yeah.
Well, not if you ask them. Depends the tribe too.
Well, I mean, it depends. Well, Mexicans are natives,
Mm-hmm.
but to the Americas and Mexico, it's a different kind of native.
Mexicans are a mix of the, what is it? The Mayans and the Aztecs,
The Europeans and the natives of Mexico.
the Espanols and the French. If it wasn't for Cinco de Mayo, we'd be talking French. That'd be kind of cool. Why did Cinco de Mayo have to happen? French is such a beautiful language. Then Marie-Mar would have been Marie la Mer. Ow! Press the number 4 if you know what Marie-Mar is. Loki, everybody watched that.
Everybody did.
And Siempre en Domingo, do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was like a tradition, like everybody on Sunday, the world shut down, and we all watched Always on Sunday with Vicente Fernandez. Do you like Vicente Fernandez?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Who doesn't?
I don't.
Better check those roots.
His
Better check those roots.
his lips were always chaps.
And he always had like jet black, dark dyed hair.
Super obvious too. At least do like dark brown, dude. No, he would do like the darkest black you could find, like shoe polish.
It wasn't even like blue black. It was like
Shoe polish.
yeah,
Do you like his son?
yeah. You know what? I've been meaning to see his the Netflix. I've been meaning to see the Netflix series, and I just haven't. I haven't had time because then once I'm a horrible like binger.
Oh my gosh.
And once I start watching something, like I cannot stop. And then it becomes like a whole thing where I'm just like completely obsessed with it until I like finish it. You know?
It's like I can't
So-
rest until I know what happens.
Yes. And like I think there's like 100 episodes or like something like that. Like it's
Oh
a
my
lot.
gosh.
I've been wanting to see that one, and I've been wanting to see the Luis Miguel one too. I just-
Oh, the Mexican Elvis.
But I haven't.
Did you see Wednesday?
I have not.
Neither have I. I don't
I'm
know.
telling you, like I will sit there and I won't stop.
I'm one of the few people that doesn't like Jenna Ortega. I think she's like doing too much, doing the most. It's like, girl, you don't have to be in every single movie. Take it easy. Take a little vacation. You've earned it.
Making that money.
For real, like she's been in everything. And she doesn't look very friendly.
Oh, I don't. I've only seen just bits and pieces of her.
I do want to see the Pamela Anderson documentary. Poor Pam.
I saw the one. They had one on. Was it Netflix? Or was it Hulu?
The series?
There was one where they were talking about like the whole scandal with the tape and all of that, you know? Okay. And it was like interesting, you know, I mean it's like crappy what happened, you know, to her and them. But like they talked about like how they got the tape, like who was like selling it and why and like where they kept it and like all like the kind of like the backstory of
like they literally stole her safe, right?
Yeah. And so then the guy who apparently was like shopping the tape around, like all these like bad things started like happening to him, and I think it got to the point where he like I think he committed suicide.
Oh, really?
Yes, the guy who like got the tape and was like selling it like overseas and like marketing it, you know, and then like you know all these like bad things started happening to that man.
Because that's like something that's like very controversial. Is like, you know, you have to sign a release in order to have the tape out.
Yeah.
And he lied about that.
Yeah. And then he was marketing it overseas, and then that's how they got like multiple copies of it.
And then the piracy, like people were selling it at the swap meet and whatnot, is how it got so big.
Yeah. So it was, you know, and then just like seeing, you know, what happened like to her, what happened to like their marriage, like their kids, like all of that, you know, which is like, you know, just crappy. Like people don't like think that like, yeah, these you know,
she has feelings.
Celebrities have feelings and like have a family and have kids and have things, and like, you know, it's just crappy.
Her kids are really good looking though.
Yeah, they're big now,
and I think both of them are models.
They're big now.
I wonder if like that's her soulmate, Tommy Lee.
I don't know,
because he's remarried, isn't he?
Yes.
And she's been married like, gosh, how many times has she been married?
I don't know,
quite a few. And some are like not very good decisions, like Kid Rock.
But like that, I think that was like the breaking point of like their marriage. Like it shows like just like the deterioration of like what
the
happened.
toll it took.
Yeah. So just, you know, and then she was pregnant with like I don't know which.
She had a miscarriage.
And she had a miscarriage, and then she got pregnant again. Like it was a whole like it's really sad. It was a really sad
moment.
Sad like story.
And she genuinely seems like a very nice, like down to earth.
Well, like she was like a, you know, kind of like the girl next door.
Country girl almost. Because she got discovered at a football game in Canada.
Yeah, in Canada.
She was wearing a jersey without a bra, and she was jumping up and down. Yeah. And the camera guy, instead of like shooting the game, was shooting her. Yeah. And then the beer company reached out to her and be like, hey, do you want to be a model? And then Playboy opened up the door.
Yeah.
Speaking of Playboy, oh my gosh, you weren't joking when you said about the twins.
Right? I was
like,
you.
Whoa. I thought you were like bluffing a little bit, but I was like,
no.
Are they sick?
No, I think they're just, maybe they're sick. I don't know.
Like, that's not normal. Because they're not probably even 30.
No.
Because they were 18 when they were in Playboy.
Yeah, I don't think they were, I don't know. But maybe in their mid-30s.
Not anywhere near 40 though.
No.
Like super early 30s.
I would say like mid-30s at the latest.
At the latest for sure.
But yes, I told you that they were not well.
No. And then like, if you're gonna go to the Playboy Mansion, I mean, not to discredit anyone's like feelings or anything like that, you're not gonna go to bake cookie.
Everybody knows what happens.
Everybody knows what happens there. But I mean, for $1,000 a week, free plastic surgery, free food, yeah, why not? Just the surgery alone. Then we're gonna take our smoothie buffer. Yes, there's still people definitely. What an invasion of privacy for poor Pam.
Yeah.
And especially because, you know, she's not very, I don't want to say talented, but she's not like, you know, she's not gonna Meryl Streep.
Right.
But she was so pretty though, and natural too. I think the only thing she had was probably her boobs on.
Yeah.
But face-wise, like, such a beautiful, fresh face.
Well, just
and now that happens so frequently now too.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's like nothing.
Well, and you know, like when you have so many like avenues and outlets, right? Like with, you know, social media and TikToks, and people have their what are those accounts called? What's the word? What am I thinking? Those accounts, those
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, yes.
Do you have an OnlyFans?
I don't.
Why not? What are you waiting for? Let's start making some real money.
No one wants to see any of this.
Like Scottie Pippen's wife, she's like, oh, I make $10,000 a day with my feet pictures and whatnot.
No.
Have you seen Larsa Pippen on The Real Housewives of Miami?
Yes.
What do you think?
I think
the poor man's Kim Kardashian.
I think she just wants money and is finding ways to make it, which, hey, more power to you.
It's legal.
Yeah, more power to you.
Do you think she looks good?
I think she's okay.
She doesn't have that much of a waist though, does she? She's
I
all
think
nagas.
I think she's okay, you know, I think.
Because she has to be like pushing it to like 50s probably, huh?
No, she's
late
not
40s?
that. She's not that old. I think she's maybe. Yeah, I would say maybe like late 40s.
Late
I don't think
40s?
She's 50 yet.
But knocking on it.
Yeah. Oh, she's approaching.
Do you watch The Real Housewives of Miami?
No, I've seen just
Here and
I
there.
don't really have a lot of time to watch TV.
That on Thursdays. That's my show.
I mean, I'll catch like whatever is like posted on social media, like the little videos
Snippets.
here and there, and enough to know like who people are and what they're doing and what are all the things.
But this season it was really focused heavily. Like that was the whole story of the season, was about one of them, her husband, kicking her out because they were getting a divorce. And it's like, okay, we get it, but like so many episodes, it's just all they talk about is her divorce. It's like, oh, okay, girl, we get it.
And that's crappy because it's like you're already going through a crappy like time and then have to like broadcast that out to like everybody, like
For all of us, yeah, and people like me to give their opinion on it. But she's getting paid for it, so.
That's true.
And it keeps her relevant.
That's true. That's true.
Poor Lynn.
And in the spotlight to find somebody else.
Yes. But it's also like, if you have kind of like, I don't want to say an open relationship because I don't know if they do or not, but it seemed like it because he would like have lots of parties with girls in lingerie and in Miami. And so like she was kind of like knocking on its door. And like all the other girls on the show, they're like, oh, if my husband was, I would never let my husband, have parties with girls in lingerie walking around because that's just temptation.
Right.
And men are pigs.
100%.
So she was like, she was inviting it.
She thought she was being a cool wife.
She was like, yeah, why not?
She thought she was being a cool wife and it backfired.
Let's invite all you switchies to a party. Sure. Yes. And girls that are like golfas, they're like, oh, a doctor?
Yeah.
$30 million home? Where do I sign up?
How do I snatch this?
How do I steal this man? Poor Lisa Hutchinson.
But it takes two.
That's right. And she's starting to look a little bit like a cat too. She's got a little bit too much filler on her face. Like people make their cheekbones so high they start looking like 2 sacks of potatoes. It's true though. You know what I'm talking about, huh?
Yeah.
Or like cats, because what happens is when you do your filler so much on your lips, it starts migrating, and then it goes in between the space between your lip and your nostril right here.
Oh, so it starts.
And then it gets really poofy here, and then you look like an orangutan in heat. Have you seen that it gets really big on an orangutan? That's what it looks like when they have too much filler. And then if you top it off every month, you're not letting the swelling go down.
No,
so
you have to let it like
settle in.
Sit.
But people are like, oh, I want it to look like when I just had it done, when it's all swollen and warped. And it's not bonito.
No.
Let your filler settle in, my love. Take a lesson from Uncle Max.
Let it settle in.
Let it settle in. Give it some time. Give it
and then add a little bit more.
Just top it off here and there. Let that swelling go down. Take some arnica pills. Arnica cures everything. It does.
It's true. That's all facts.
Arnica and Omega XL.
That is all facts.
I take arnica every day. And apple cider vinegar. Keeps me regular.
I do apple cider.
In tablets or in a shot?
In a shot.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
How does it taste? Beautiful.
Yeah, like a shot.
Let's go ahead and bake that for 30 segundos, 30 seconds. Like a shot of vodka?
No. No.
Like a shot of vinegar?
Like a shot of vinegar.
She's
it's not good.
No?
It's an acquired taste.
She's a strong one.
It's an acquired taste, but yes, you can do a shot of vinegar, you can do a shot of tequila. You'll be all right.
What do I do with the sticker? Okay, there. Numero 288, this beautiful gold Baroque fantasy. So we're going to do a little coat of shiny gel over everything, cellophane thin, and this is going to give us the surface that's really smooth, so that way we can apply the stickers on top. Because if you do the sticker on top of a cured gel color, or like in this case a pink, it'll still be sticky. So we want to make sure we get rid of that by doing a nice thin coat of shiny. Just like that, it looks so pretty too.
Yeah, it does.
Very J-Lo.
Did you see all the memes with Ben Affleck, like looking all bored at the gravity?
What happened?
I don't know, but he does not look enthused.
He's like, I don't want to be here. But I've heard really interesting things about her. Like, I've heard she's not very nice in real life.
Maybe he didn't feel good.
Maybe he needed to go poop.
Maybe. His face looked like
He's like, man, I just need to go take a dump. Poor Ben Affleck.
He had enough.
We're gonna bake that for 30 seconds actually. And he's tall too in real life.
Yeah.
But that's another one that's like, he's a pig from what I've heard. Allegedly. He's a ladies' man.
Oh, really?
So the first time, and I know this from a fact, the first time they broke up was because he was in Vancouver and he went to Christie's Cabaret and he messed around with one of the strippers there. And then she found out and that's why she called it all off.
Oh, see, nobody knows that.
And he was also like seeing this girl like multiple times, not just one. Like it wasn't just a one night stand. Like he was like messing around with her while he was there filming whatever he was working on.
I'll see what happens.
In Canada, what happens in Vancouver doesn't stay in Vancouver. Speaking of which, where were we gonna go? Have you thought about it?
Oh, in general?
Yes. Where is our trip gonna be to?
I don't know. We gotta plan it though.
Yes. So we said Thailand's an option.
Mm-hmm.
What about Los Filipinos?
Oh, that would be cool too.
But in the winter when it's not humid.
That would be really cool too. They have some really beautiful places.
Beaches and food, and the people are really friendly. And
do you like
their language? It sounds like Spanish, so we can get around.
Do you know people there? Like or you're just gonna get on a plane and go?
We're just gonna get on a plane and pray. Wish for the best.
You can do that.
No, but I think it's ranked like the friendliest country in the world or something like that.
There's some beautiful places.
And like pretty affordable.
Beautiful places.
Thailand, I've been there twice, so I've kind of already like experienced it. And the nightlife too. It's okay. It's not as crazy as like they make it out to be in the movies, because the king has really strict laws. But it's cool. It's a fun experience. I mean, everybody has to like go see elephants, go see tigers, all that stuff. But the food in Thailand is like so good. And there's so many 7-Elevens. Oh my god. That's one thing I remember about Thailand. All the 7-Elevens. But yeah, let's do the Philippines.
Philippines, beautiful.
And we'll spend, like a few days in Manila, and then we'll go to like an island and get a villa or something.
Philippines would be awesome.
We can go during the monsoon season, so that way it's really cheap.
Oh, then you're gonna see my hair.
The fro.
The fro roll out.
But that's probably like somewhere on my bucket list, the Philippines.
Yeah, they have some really pretty islands.
Malaysia would be kind of cool too. All like Southeast Asia, it's really developing and very, very affordable.
Are you waiting for something?
No, that's my brother.
Oh.
What about Guam?
They say Guam is very beautiful too.
And we don't need a passport for that.
Guam is really
Far away. It's the furthest part away in America.
We could go.
Literally, I think Guam is closer to the Philippines than it is to America.
Yeah, totally. I need like a month off.
By the time we get there?
Yeah.
Because I didn't do the Disney cruise. Remember I was telling you about that?
Yeah.
We decided not to. I decided to take my parents to Mexico City. Because my dad is a devout San Judas follower. So his temple is in Mexico City. So I want to take him to go see San Judas because it's probably going to be the last time he gets to see him. So I thought that would be nice, especially because last year he was out of the hospital. I was going to say out of prison. But he was out of the hospital for the whole year last year, so I think it's good for him to go give thanks to his patron saint.
Yes.
And that's the saint he also asked to give him a son, and then I came out.
There you go.
So 2 for 1. But I have gone to La Basilica to go see the Virgin Mary.
I want to go to La Basilica. I've never been.
And that's
definitely on my bucket list.
It is breathtaking. I actually cried when I went.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very.
Yeah.
Especially if you have faith.
She's definitely my patron saint. Like I have a lot of faith
in. And
not just because I'm Mexican. I have a lot of faith.
And when you see it in person, it's like whoa. It's very like overwhelming, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Because you can definitely feel you're in the presence of the Lord.
I love how our conversations go from one end of the spectrum.
Super extreme. We're talking about strippers and Super Bowl parties, and then we're talking about the Virgin Mary. But we got to cover it all.
Like, what is happening?
We got to cover all spectrums of the content.
What is happening with those people over there?
But that's what makes a good video. No, but I did cry when I saw it. I was like, whoa. And
I would like to go to the festival that they have.
In September?
December.
Oh, it's in December. That's right. Because if you're old school Catholic, you got to put your Christmas tree up after the day of the Virgin Mary.
That's right.
Not before.
Not before.
Like, I remember people always putting up their trees, like, after Thanksgiving or, like, really early on. And my dad was like, no, you're crazy. We have to wait until after, what is it, December 17th or December 12th? Yes. And then you take it down January 7th.
Yes.
After the day of the 3 wise men.
Yep.
So now we're going to do one nice little coat of shiny gel to begin to seal in the Fantasia. All these really old school Catholic traditions. Like if you were born, depending on what day, you had to take the name of that saint on the Catholic calendar. That's why my dad's last name is, his middle name is Antelmo.
Oh.
Because he was born the day of San Antelmo. And story says that when he wanted to give me that name, and mom's like, I'm not naming my kid Antelmo.
Your poor dad.
So then it was chosen, my middle name, Alan. Do you have a middle name?
I do.
What is it?
Clarissa.
Clarissa. Is it Clarissa or Clarissa?
Clarissa.
Ooh. But does anybody call you that, or just your mom when she's mad at you?
No one even calls me by my real name.
Really?
Yep. People don't even know that that's my name. I even didn't know that that was my name.
And so, like, you're like, who's this?
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, I forgot. And so the story goes is I remember when I started going to school at U of A. And you had to sign in, so I signed in, and then the professor was like calling my name. Is so-and-so here? Is so-and-so here? And I'm like, who's that? And I'm like, why don't they just hurry up and go? And then they skipped whoever they were calling, right, which was my name. And then they went to like the next person, which was like Melissa, and I'm like, oh, they skipped me. And I'm thinking, why would they skip me? And then I'm like, oh, that was me.
You're like, that was me.
And then I just played stupid. Sat there.
You're like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Look how pretty it is shiny, but we're going to mat these out. So we're going to bake this for 30 seconds, and then we're going to seal with one coat of Velveeta cheese. Is Velveeta cheese really $25 a block?
It's pretty expensive.
Is it good though?
Like, you know what it tastes like? It kind of tastes like the nacho cheese from like the movie theater.
Oh, so she has a little kick to it.
Yeah, like you can put jalapenos, but it's like that creamy consistency.
Because that cheese at the movie theater does not look like cheese.
No, it's like, because it's not.
It looks like Play-Doh.
It's all manufactured, like, and then when you get it, because it's like in the, it's in the like non-perishable aisle, right? Because it doesn't go bad. And
God,
so
can you imagine the sodium in it?
It's like rubber. I'm sure. I'm sure it's plastic.
We're eating Velveeta cheese.
Yes. Same thing with like, margarine. Margarine was like it was a mistake. It was supposed to be plastic, and so that's how they came up with margarine.
Wow, come again? So basically margarine is
like 2 ingredients away from being full on plastic.
So it's like synthetic,
yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, research it.
Like propofol.
Yeah.
Man-made chemicals.
All of it.
Well, Kraft cheese has I think wood shavings in it.
I'm sure it does. They put all kinds of weird things in food.
And Taco Bell has silicone in it.
Yeah.
Like it legit has silicone. And the FDA is like, oh sure.
Yeah. So like a lot of things that we eat here, they don't eat overseas. Like I know things like Gatorade and stuff like that is banned.
Really? Oh, but Gatorade is so good.
I know. It's good for your...
When you're sick.
When you're sick.
That's what them give you some Gatorade. But man, can you imagine the chemicals in there?
Yeah.
That's why also Kraft macaroni and cheese in Canada it's called Kraft Dinner because it doesn't really contain cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And in Canada, if it doesn't have like cheese or something, you can't say the word cheese. So they call it Kraft Dinner.
My nephew, this is a funny story. So my nephew like hated going to his grandparents' house because my in-laws didn't, like speak English from Mexico, and so my nephew would come from LA, and he hated going over there. And then he'd call me and he'd be like, Nana made some macaroni and cheese, but there's like this tomato sauce in it. That's
she would make it like that, like sopita almost,
like sopa seca or like sopa. You know what I mean? Like sopita, And he'd get all pissed off. He's like, tell her I want Kraft macaroni and cheese.
I want the yellow kind.
Oh man, you take it to your grandma.
Oh, pobrecita. Here she is going out of her way.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is not what I want.
This is not what I want. He's like, come pick me up. I want to go stay with you. Will you make me Kraft macaroni and cheese?
It's so good, but it's so bad for you.
Yeah. He loved it. That was his favorite.
Tombstone pizza?
Tombstone pizza.
At 3 o'clock?
I haven't had Tombstone pizza in forever.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, coming home from a club, it is delicious.
Tombstone pizza.
Or I actually low-key like the lean cuisine ones. That's like one of my guilty pleasures. You just pop it in the microwave. Oh, they're so good. I always wish that frozen food actually looked like what it looks like on the box.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that.
Nothing at all.
It's all blocks of like frozen
chemicals.
Yeah.
Do you remember what was that diet Nutrisystem came out?
Uh-huh.
I actually bought that and it was like the worst thing ever because I remember calling and they're like, yeah, you could leave the food out for like 2 years in Mother Nature, nothing will happen. Or like 4 years, and then I got it and it was just
That's probably what they give like astronauts, right? Like all that dehydrated food.
They're like, just pop it in the microwave. You don't even have to put it in the fridge. Yeah. And I was like, that sounds super healthy. Sign me up. And I did not lose any weight on Nutrisystem. I probably gained weight from all the sodium in it. So now we're gonna bake these bad boys for 1 minute. Is it still around, Nutrisystem?
I don't know.
But it is so unhealthy.
They have so many
diets now.
They have so many things.
Slim Fast. That was the one in the 90s though. And Jenny Craig.
Slim Fast, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers.
Weight Watchers.
What was the one that Oprah Winfrey used to do? Jenny Craig?
I think so. Call Jenny now.
Yeah.
Start for $99 plus the cost of food.
I clearly did not do any of that.
Jenny Craig. Is it still around?
I don't know. I think so. Because there's still commercials for it, right? Like, I want to say there is.
I remember Fergie was doing them too. Not Fergie the singer, but Fergie the Duchess.
The Duchess, yeah, she was doing it. Wasn't Charles Barkley doing one too? Wasn't he doing one too?
I think so.
I don't know if it was Weight Watchers or... I don't know. He was doing one too, and everybody was laughing at him.
Poor Charles Barkley.
Poor Charles Barkley.
Let him get his coin. You know they ain't eating no Weight Watchers food.
No.
Let's double check, make sure everything is nice and dry. Let's do the thumb just a little bit longer. Yes, with those diets, all they're really fad. I think probably the easiest way to lose weight is cut out soda and
bread.
That's too hard.
But
it is.
But that's a way to drop pounds.
Bread. That's so delicious.
Flour, anything flour based.
How are Italian people thin? All they eat is pastas.
You know, but the flour in Italy is way different than the flour here.
It's not like ours that has
chemicals.
It's 2 degrees away from being plastic.
Yes. I'm telling you, Google it. That's facts.
Or in China.
I remember I saw that and I was like, what?
You're like, no wonder. Or in China, they were saying that the rice had plastic in it, and it did. Like the government allows so much plastic to be in the rice. They're like, it's not gonna kill you. That's when you bite into rice and you're like, oh, I got a little kernel that's like still all like solid. It's plastic.
That is nuts.
But China, hands down, has some of the best food in the world.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I remember when I went to Shanghai for my birthday for Disneyland, I ate at Pinocchio's house and I had a Kung Pao chicken pizza.
What?
And it was like a little like pizza shaped like Mickey's head, and it had Kung Pao chicken on it with like the peanuts and everything.
Was it so good?
It was really good. I was like, how come we can't get this at Disneyland in America? We get hot dogs that are like $20. Churros that are frozen. They taste like frozen.
Hot dogs.
I hate
those turkey legs.
That are not actually. They're not.
How do they even come up with all those turkey
legs?
Dude,
they're not turkey legs. They're emu.
What?
When have you seen a turkey leg that big?
They're really emu?
Yeah.
Well, good thing I don't eat that crap. That's gross. Aw, poor emus.
And then they probably make the feather dusters with them.
That's so sad.
With the feathers.
I did not know that.
Giant ostriches. I wouldn't be surprised like if ostrich eggs get more popular now that you know.
Sure.
Because one ostrich egg is the equivalent of 3 regular chicken eggs.
Yeah, because they're big.
That's why when you get a 3-egg omelet, you're probably just getting one ostrich omelet.
I'm not trying to eat one ostrich. Oh my god.
It probably tastes the same too.
Oh. I'm not an egg person. I don't like eggs.
Really?
Necessarily. I mean, I'll eat them, but I'm not a...
I don't like eggs by themselves either. I have to be in the mood for it.
People, yeah, like I have to be in the mood for it, and like I only like them cooked like, you know, they have to be cooked a certain way.
I don't like them when they're like, ew, like a while still. Ew.
No, and then, yeah, I'm very finicky with my eggs.
There's this one Chinese dish that's like super simple. It's just eggs and tomato.
Huh.
It's so good. You put a little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of sugar. So good. With a little bit of white rice. Y vámonos. Do you like jasmine rice?
Jasmine rice. I like all rice. Jasmine rice, brown rice.
Do you like the little pouches that you stick in the microwave and they're 2 minutes and they're done?
No.
No?
I have like the whole...
Uncle Ben's?
No, I have the whole rice cooker.
Oh yeah, you go hard then.
I got a whole rice cooker, and then I cook like a whole pot of rice.
Like if you were Chinese or Japanese or something.
Yeah, dude, legit. Like I literally always have rice going on at my house, and then if you have like day old rice, right? Like if it just stayed there, I'll make some fried rice. Like I'll get down on some fried rice.
We'll try that egg and tomato recipe.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for it.
So now that we have shaped everything, we're gonna add a little bit of cotton candy cuticle oil. Rehydrate the phalanges.
When I have time.
Trying out new recipes. I like all the ones that are like casserole looking. I'm like, oh, I don't know about that.
It's a lot of mixing.
It's a lot of mixing. It's a lot of slurpy kind of food.
Yes.
You remember Becky? She would always make casseroles. Oh, look at these, you guys. They are snatched. Look at the shape and the blend. She is ready for Bojangles with these Baroque phalanges. She's actually ready for the Super Bowl. Well, my loves, that's going to wrap up this demo for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And what can I say? I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you, my love, for coming out as well today.